Every year, hundreds of thousands of seniors end up hospitalized because of fall sand. Almost half of these accidents are linked to wearing the wrong shoes. This hidden problem is quietly stealing mobility and independence from many older adults. Take Edward, a 72-year-old retired teacher. One rainy day, his worn slip-on shoes lost grip on a slick tile floor. He fell hard and broke his hip. Doctors warned him he might never walk on his own again, but Edward defied those expectations. And soon you'll learn how he went from barely managing to check the mail to confidently hiking trails with his grandchildren. His journey began by correcting common footwear mistakes that many seniors unknowingly make. The shoes you once trusted may now be doing you harm. This isn't an exaggeration, it's simply part of how aging affects your feet. As we get older, our feet change in 3 significant ways that most people aren't aware of. First, the cushioning under your feet thins out, making every step feel rougher and more jarring. Second, the nerve endings that help maintain balance lose sensitivity, reducing your stability by up to 30% after age 65. Third, joints become more sensitive to misalignment, causing minor foot problems to lead to pain that spreads through your knees, hips, and lower back. Edward admitted he hadn't considered these changes. "I just kept wearing the same shoes I always had," he told me. "No one ever warned me that my feet had changed." For him, that realization came late, but it doesn't have to for you. Today, we'll explore 8 common types of footwear that often do more harm than good for seniors. But I won't stop at problems. I'll also share 3 effective solutions that podiatrists recommend to their own parents. These adjustments helped Edward regain his strength and independence, and they could do the same for you. If you find advice like this helpful, please subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss future videos. And if you're already benefiting, a quick like helps other seniors find this vital information. Have you ever had foot pain keep you from doing something you enjoy, like gardening, walking your dog, or traveling? Share your story in the comments. You're not alone, and your experience might help someone else feel understood. Let's start with a shoe style that may seem harmless but actually carries serious risk. 7 in its most sensible forms: high heels. Wearing even a small heel, just 1 or 2 in chest, pushes your body weight forward unnaturally. This shift increases pressure on the ball of your foot by up to 75% and forces your toes into a cramped, unnatural position repeatedly with every step. But the damage goes beyond just your feet. Your knees, hips, and lower back begin to compensate for this unnatural foot position, triggering a domino effect of misalignments throughout your body. Thomas's wife, Janet, experienced this firsthand at age 68 after years of wearing what she considered practical 2-inch pumps during her career as a bank manager. "I thought I was being reasonable by skipping stilettos," she said, "but after retiring, my feet felt like they were collapsing. The bunions I had ignored for years became unbearable." Ultimately, Janet required surgery, a painful procedure followed by a 12-week recovery that temporarily took away her independence, just as she and Thomas had planned to travel. Take a look at this pressure map showing a foot in even a modest heel. The red zones indicate areas of high pressure that, over time, reshape the foot's structure. By age 60, your feet have endured about 75 million steps, and each one can cause damage if you wear the wrong shoes. Here's a hidden risk many doctors overlook. It's not just the heel height that matters. It's the accumulated damage from years of wear that suddenly surfaces after 60, when the fat padding under your feet thins and can no longer hide the issues. Even if you only wear heels occasionally now, the damage from decades ago may be silently undermining your mobility today. Foot deformities like bunions, hammer toes, and shortened Achilles tendons can significantly raise your risk of falls and cause chronic pain. How many of you still have high heels tucked away for special occasions? Drop a shoe emoji in the comments if this makes you rethink those shoes. Our second risky footwear choice might surprise you, especially if you live in a warm climate: flip-flops. These seemingly harmless summer favorites are actually hidden threats to foot health. Each step in flip-flops forces your toes to grip unnaturally to keep the shoe on. This constant gripping changes your natural walking pattern and causes tension that travels up through your entire foot. Unlike supportive shoes that move with your feet, flip-flops force your feet to adapt to theme, exactly the opposite of what aging feet need. Even worse, flip-flops offer no arch support and minimal shock absorption. Every step sends jolts directly into your bones and joints. Younger bodies can bounce back from this stress, but after 60, repeated impact speeds up joint wear and tear. Thomas learned this the hard way during what should have been a fun retirement trip to Florida. "I wore flip-flops everywhere, by the pool, to restaurants, even on a mile-long beach walk," he remembered. By the 3rd day, he could barely put weight on his heel. Thomas developed plantar fasciitis, inflammation of the thick band connecting his heel to his toes. It took 6 months of physical therapy to heal, costing him half a year of valuable mobility. What many seniors don't realize until it's too late is this: The pain doesn't just stay in your feet. When you adjust the way you walk to ease foot pain, it puts extra strain on your knees, causes uneven movement in your hips, and shifts imbalance to your lower back. One poor shoe choice can trigger a chain reaction throughout your entire body. Even if you've worn flip-flops for years without trouble, your aging feet can no longer handle that kind of stress. Support that wasn't necessary before becomes essential after age 60. Now, the next footwear mistake is something nearly everyone does daily without realizing it could be undermining your mobility right now as you watch. Our third dangerous footwear choice might be what you're wearing now, old sneakers that still look fine on the outside. What many seniors don't know is that athletic shoes lose about 40% of their cushioning and support after just 6 months of regular use, even before any visible signs of wear appear. The foam in the midsole, which absorbs shock with every step, quietly breaks down, leaving your joints exposed to impact forces that can be 3 to 5 times your body weight. This situation is especially risky for our generation. Many of us grew up with parents who lived through the Depression era, teaching us to use it up, wear it out, making us hesitant to replace things that don't seem obviously worn out. Add fixed retirement incomes to this thrifty attitude, and you end up wearing shoes far beyond their safe lifespan. Thomas perfectly exemplified this problem. "My sneakers looked great after 3 years," he said. "The tread was fine, no holes, and they were still clean. I thought they were perfectly fine." What he didn't realize was that the knee pain he started experiencing, which made him less active, was caused by these worn-out shoes lacking proper support. Here's a simple test you can do. Take one of your everyday shoes and try twisting it from heel to toe. If it twists easily, the shoe's support has broken down even if it looks flawless outside. A good supportive shoe should only flex at the ball of the foot, not twist like a dishcloth. When Thomas finally swapped his worn sneakers for new ones, his knee pain disappeared within 2 weeks. Those $70 shoes saved him from needing a $40,000 knee replacement. When was the last time you replaced your daily shoes? Be honest in the comments. If it's been more than 6 months, this video might save you from needless pain and costly medical bills. Our fourth footwear mistake is probably right next to your favorite chair: backless slippers. These seemingly harmless comfort shoes are among the most dangerous footwear in your home. Wearing backless slippers changes your walking pattern without you even noticing. Each step makes your toes grip tightly to keep the slippers on, shortening your stride and creating muscle tension that travels up your legs. Your heel lifts earlier than normal during your gait cycle, and your ankle stability can drop by as much as 65%. All these subtle changes seriously affect your balance, often without you even noticing. The numbers are shocking. 38% of falls that happen inside the home among seniors involve unsuitable footwear, and backless slippers are the top offender. These falls usually happen during moments that need quick reflexes or balance shifts, like answering the door or going up and down stairs. Thomas saw this danger up close when his neighbor Ruth, a lively 78-year-old, fell on her stairs while wearing her favorite backless slippers. She'd been wearing those slippers for decades, Thomas said. Paramedics told me they respond to this kind of accident several times a week. Ruth's fall broke her wrist and severely limited her independence for months. What makes these slippers so dangerous is that they feel comfortable. They're easy to slip on, soft and familiar. But with every step, they quietly undermine your stability, dramatically increasing your risk of falling after age 65 when your balance system is already weaker. Think about this. Would you drive without wearing a seatbelt just because it feels more comfortable? Yet many seniors risk losing their mobility and independence every day for the slight convenience of backless slippers. You might be surprised to learn what many foot doctors and orthopedic specialists now recommend for wearing around the house: a total shift away from traditional slippers that clinical studies show can reduce fall risk by as much as 5%. Our fifth dangerous footwear mistake is hiding in plain sight: shoes with smooth, worn-out, or naturally slippery soles. These quiet hazards turn everyday floors into danger zones. Take a closer look at dress shoes and loafers, very common in many seniors' closets. Notice how the soles have become smooth over time, losing the traction patterns that help grip the floor. Even brand new dress shoes often prioritize style over safety, with leather soles that barely grip. What many don't realize is that as shoe soles age or wear down, their grip can drop by around 75%. This becomes a serious risk combined with typical home situations like a few drops of water on kitchen tiles, damp bathroom floors, or morning dew on outside steps. Thomas experienced this risk before his major fall. "I was wearing my favorite leather-soled loafers in the kitchen," he said. "My wife had just wiped the counter, and a tiny bit of water, only a few drops, spilled on the floor. My foot slipped out from under me so fast I didn't have time to catch myself." That small slip caused Thomas to twist awkwardly to keep his balance. leading to back pain that lasted weeks before a more serious fall. The warning was there, but like many seniors, he brushed it off as a near miss instead of realizing the dangerous footwear was to blame. Here's a simple test you can do today. Wearing your regular shoes, place one foot on a smooth tile floor and gently try to slide it forward. If your foot slides easily, you're stepping on a hazard every day. Safe shoes should prevent your foot from sliding, even on slick surfaces. Have you ever nearly slipped but just brushed it off as clumsiness? Share your story in the comments. Your experience could help others spot the warning signs before a serious fall happens. Now, listen closely. Deadly footwear mistake number 6, tight-fitting dress shoes. This problem affects millions of seniors who don't realize their feet have actually changed shape over time. Tight dress shoes are more dangerous than most realize. Here's a surprising fact. As we age, our feet naturally get wider. After years of standing and walking, the ligaments and tendons holding the foot bones loosen, allowing the bones to spread. By the time you're 70, your feet are often nearly half a size wider than when you were 40. Yet, many seniors keep buying the same shoe size they wore for decades. Squeezing wider feet into narrow dress shoes doesn't just cause discomfort, it restricts blood flow to your extremities. This is especially risky for those with diabetes or circulation problems. Even worse, compressed nerves from tight shoes can worsen neuropathy, causing numbness that greatly increases the risk of falls. Thomas learned this the hard way while getting ready for his grandson's wedding. "I hadn't worn dress shoes in years, but my old pair still fighter, so I thought," he said. "By the reception, my feet were burning. What scared me more was that the nerve compression from those 6 hours in tight shoes triggered neuropathy symptoms that lasted weeks." He temporarily lost feeling in parts of his feet and stumbled repeatedly during that time. This shows how foot pain can change your walking, causing strain in your knees, hips, and lower back, a dangerous domino effect. One day in the wrong shoes can cause mobility problems for months throughout your body. Many seniors don't know that foot width often changes independently of length, so even if your shoes feel long enough, they might still be dangerously narrow. Now, the next footwear mistake could be happening right now while you watch this, and it's something most doctors rarely warn about. Deadly footwear mistake number 7, going barefoot. This isn't really footwear at all, it's the growing habit of walking barefoot at home. Though it feels natural and comfortable, going barefoot after 60 brings serious risks that younger people don't face. Many seniors don't realize that walking barefoot increases fall risk by up to 37% compared to wearing proper supportive house shoes. Without cushioning and support, your balance system has to work much harder with every step, especially on hard surfaces like wood or tile floors. These modern floors also add hidden dangers with increased impact forces. Walking barefoot on hard surfaces like hardwood or tile sends up to 7 times more shock through your joints than walking on grass or carpet. For aging joints already dealing with arthritis or wear, these repeated impacts speed up damage and worsen pain. Thomas learned this the hard way. "I stepped on something tiny in my kitchen, I think it was just a breadcrumb," he said. "I barely felt it, but because I have diabetic neuropathy, it caused a small cut I couldn't sense. That tiny injury turned into a dangerous foot ulcer that took 3 months to heal and needed specialized wound care." This challenges the common belief that walking barefoot is natural and healthier for everyone. While younger bodies with healthy fat pads, strong arches, and full sensation may benefit from some barefoot time, aging feet need constant protection and support, especially on modern hard floors that our ancestors never faced. As foot surgeon Dr. Sarah Jenkins points out, the barefoot movement might work for some people, but for my older patients, it's like taking the shock absorbers off a car whose suspension is already worn out. If you're watching this barefoot right now, you might want to reconsider before we share the last deadly footwear mistake that almost 90% of seniors unknowingly make. Deadly footwear mistake number 8, the one pair fits all mindset. This final mistake is likely the most common. It's the idea that one pair of shoes can serve all your needs, leaving seniors vulnerable during specific activities. As we age, our feet need different kinds of support for different movements. The side-to-side stability required for gardening is very different from the cushioning needed for long walks or the traction necessary for slippery surfaces. Yet, 78% of seniors try to use just one pair of good shoes for everything. Thomas fell into this trap. "I had my favorite New Balance sneakers that cost almost $100, he admitted. "I wore them everywhere on my daily walks, while gardening, even to church when my dress shoes hurt my feet." Though this seemed practical and saved money, it actually played a big role in his declining mobility. When gardening, those sneakers didn't provide enough side support for getting up and down, which strained his knees. On his walks, soil stuck in the soles from gardening made the grip worse. Neither activity was ideal for those shoes, causing them to wear out faster than they should. This is why podiatrists now recommend dividing your footwear into at least 3 categories: daily support shoes, activity, specific footwear, and protective shoes for around the house, each tailored to the unique demands of your movements and surfaces. Many seniors make the costly mistake of buying just one good pair instead of investing in the right shoes for each activity. But here's the financial truth. A single $300 emergency room visit after a fall can cost more than buying all 3 pairs of specialized shoes you really need. Now, let's explore the solutions that completely transformed Thomas's life and thousands of others like him. These 3 research-backed strategies drastically lowered his risk of falling and helped him regain pain-free mobility in just weeks. The first life-changing step might seem simple, but is truly revolutionary for most older adults: getting professionally fitted by a footwear specialist who understands the aging foot. Did you know that over 80% of adults wear the wrong shoe size? This eye-opening fact comes from a podiatry study showing most people wear shoes that are either too short, too narrow, or both. Even more surprising, your shoe size actually changes throughout your life. After age 60, most people's feet widen by at least half a size due to natural spreading of foot bones and ligaments. A proper fitting is far more thorough than the quick foot measurement you might remember from childhood. Here's what a good fitting involves. First, measuring both feet separately while you stand, not sit, because foot size changes under your body weight. Next, measuring width at several points, not just across the ball of your foot. Then, assessing arch height and flexibility to identify the right level of support. Finally, performing a gait analysis to watch how you walk and identify pressure points and unique movement patterns. Thomas was skeptical at first, but finally visited a specialty shoe store out of desperation. The fitter spent nearly 40 minutes just with me, he said. She told me I'd been wearing shoes a full size too narrow for decades. Trying the correct size felt like my feet could finally breathe. To find the right fitter, seek out stores focused on comfort or orthopedic shoes, not just any shoe retailer. Large chains rarely have staff trained to care for aging feet. Ask if their fitters hold certifications or special training in senior foot care. Many communities also have podiatrists who specialize in medical footwear and can offer expert advice. When you go, ask these questions. How does my arch height influence shoe choices based on my gait? Where do I put the most pressure when I walk? Which shoe features best suit my foot structure? When was the last time your feet were professionally measured? Many people say never or decades ago. Share your answer in the comments. If this inspires you to get fitted, let us know what you learn about your true size. Life-changing solution number 2, the 3-zone footwear system. This strategy revolutionized Thomas's mobility by recognizing that no single pair of shoes can safely support all the different activities you do in a day. Zone 1 covers home footwear, the key foundation for preventing falls. The perfect pair of home shoes has a closed heel for stability, non-slip rubber soles to grip every surface, and an easy on and off design that doesn't sacrifice security. Thomas found that wearing the right house shoes almost completely eliminated his morning stiffness by supporting his feet from the moment he got out of bed. Zone 2 includes everyday support shoes, the reliable companions for daily errands and activities. These shoes should provide proper arch support tailored to your foot type, cushioning that matches your weight, and stability features such as wider soles and secure fasteners. After getting properly fitted, Thomas's everyday shoes helped relieve his knee pain within just a few weeks. Zone 3 covers activity-specific footwear, specialized shoes for specialized tasks. Walking shoes need flexibility in the forefoot and extra heel cushioning. Gardening shoes require good ankle support and cleated soles to handle uneven ground. Even formal occasions can be managed with modern comfort designs that look dressy but still provide support. The brilliance of this system isn't just physical, it's financial. Thomas, living on a fixed income, made it work by budgeting smartly. I spend the most on my everyday shoes since I wear them about 60% of the time, he said. For the other needs, I shop sales and affordable options. Still, it costs less than what I used to spend on pain medication every year. But the third solution is the one doctors say often makes the biggest difference, transforming seniors' mobility even when other treatments have failed. Life-changing solution number 3, custom orthotics and shoe adjustments. This powerful approach targets the root of mobility issues: custom orthotics, and careful modifications that turn even regular shoes into therapeutic aids. Many seniors don't realize the big difference between generic store-bought insoles and true orthotics. While standard insoles simply add padding, orthotics actually correct biomechanical problems in how you walk. Think of it like this: store-bought insoles are like over-the-counter reading glasses, but orthotics are prescription lenses precisely tailored to your unique needs. Here's some good news. Effective orthotics don't always mean expensive $400. plus custom pairs made by podiatrists. Thomas found a great middle ground with heat-moldable inserts costing under $40. You heat them in your oven, then stand on them so they mold to your feet, he said. They supported my arches exactly where I needed, not just generally. These semi-custom options work well for most seniors without severe foot deformities. Studies show they offer 70 to 80% of the benefits of fully custom orthotics at about 15% of the cost. If you have Medicare, know that custom orthotics might be covered when prescribed for conditions like severe diabetic neuropathy or foot deformities. The key phrase to mention to your doctor is therapeutic orthotics for fall prevention. Framing it as a medical necessity often helps secure coverage. Beyond inserts, small shoe modifications can make a big difference. Professional shoe stretching can widen tight areas for about $15. Targeted cushioning pads placed on pressure points can turn painful shoes into comfortable ones. Even swapping out factory insoles for gel versions can cut impact forces by up to 40%. Thomas now applies these principles to every pair of shoes he owns. It's like having custom footwear without having to buy new shoes, he says. I've been able to extend the life of my shoes while making each pair much more supportive and comfortable. Oh, have you ever used custom insoles or orthotics? Share your experience in the comments below. Your story could help someone else finally find relief from foot pain and regain their mobility. Let's check back in on Thomas's progress. 6 months after adopting these 3 solutions, his transformation was truly impressive. I went from taking pain meds every day to walking 5,000 steps completely pain-free, Thomas shared, his voice full of emotion. The constant fear of falling that kept me stuck at home is gone. His improvements were measurable too. His balance scores increased by 38%, and he hasn't had a single fall since changing his approach to footwear. But the emotional changes run even deeper. Last weekend, I took my grandchildren hiking on a nature trail, Thomas said, showing pictures of himself confidently navigating rough terrain. My 9-year-old grandson asked why I never did this before. I couldn't tell him I'd been too scared to try. Compare this to how he lived before, mostly confined to his home, missing family events, and watching life pass by from the sidelines. Remember this important truth. The shoes you choose today will shape your mobility tomorrow. The choices you make now will either shrink or expand your world in the years to come. Let's quickly review the 8 footwear mistakes we discussed. High heels, flip-flops, worn-out sneakers, backless slippers, smooth-soled shoes, tight-fitting dress shoes, going barefoot, and the one-pair-fits-all mindset. By using our 3 life-changing strategies: professional shoe fitting, the 3-zone footwear system, and custom orthotics, you can greatly reduce your risk of falling and reclaim an active, joyful lifestyle just like Thomas. Which of these shoe mistakes surprised you the most? Tell us in the comments. If you want more practical tips to thrive in your golden years, hit subscribe and turn on notifications. Your future mobility is too important to leave to chance.